Now let's look at how to transfer data from Hydroscribe to QuickBooks. It's a fairly simple operation, but before you begin, we'd like you to watch our video entitled Making Hydroscribe Compatible with QuickBooks. To see this video, simply click on the green Videos button, and then when the page is displayed, scroll to the bottom till you see Financial System, and you'll see our video Making Hydroscribe Compatible with QuickBooks. It's important to watch this video because we point out how to set up your QuickBooks customer names. We point out that you must enable sales tax within QuickBooks. Even if you don't charge sales tax, you must enable it. You can set the default tax rate to 0 if you don't charge sales tax. If you use sales tax groups within Hydroscribe, you must set up your single sales tax items inside of QuickBooks with the exact same names spelled the same way as your sales tax groups inside of Hydroscribe. And the last thing we do is we walk you through the QuickBooks settings and we look at all the account names that you have set up in QuickBooks and make sure that they are set up exactly the same way inside of Hydroscribe. There's one more important item that you need to keep in mind, and that is once you transfer invoices from Hydroscribe to QuickBooks, QuickBooks will not show those invoices as being paid. That's because QuickBooks will not apply payments to the invoices that we export. The reason they did that, well, it's because they don't want you using any other product but QuickBooks. That would be our guess. However, if you are using the accountant's version of QuickBooks, then you can apply those payments to the invoices. Okay, now assuming that you've watched this video and you understand it, let's look at exporting the data out of Hydroscribe and into QuickBooks. So I'm going to go back to my menu, and then I'm going to go to Tools. I click on Tools and scroll down to the QuickBooks section, and then I'm going to do what we call a QuickBooks Export Pre-Check. So that's the option I'm going to click. And it brings up this screen. Now, anything that we do involves customers, so I want to make sure there are no problems with my customers. So I'm going to select customers in this list, and then I'm going to select July 1st through July 31st as the date range that I'm actually going to export. So July 1st through July 31st, which was the previous month. We click the Submit button, and we have an error. It says there's no QuickBooks name found for our customer Jill Kane, and her ID is 1209 in Hydroscribe. So let's fix that and then come back to this. So I go to Menu, click on Accounts, Manage Customer Accounts, and then we're going to find 1209 in the list, and there is the customer. So we click on the customer, and then we're going to enter their account and scroll down to where we put in the QuickBooks name, and it's right there. So as you can see, the name is missing, so we're going to fill it in and then save that. So now we can go back and do the pre-check again just to verify that we've fixed the problem. So again, we go to Tools, and then we're going to scroll down to the QuickBooks section and click QuickBooks Export Pre-Check. Again, we're going to choose Customers, and we're going to do from July 1st through July 31st, which is the previous month. And we hit the Submit, and we fixed the problem. We're also going to do a check on invoice items because we're moving over invoices. So I'm going to move invoices for the same period of time. So July 1st again through July 31st. Hit the Submit, and we have no errors. Okay, so we have no errors. So now I'm going to start the export process. So I go to Tools, and I scroll down to the QuickBooks section, and this time I'm going to click Export Data for QuickBooks. So I click on that, and there are a few items that we have to answer on the screen. First one is, did you run the export pre-check? Yes, we did, and the data is clean, we know that. The next one is, have you backed up your QuickBooks company file? This is important. Before you import any data to QuickBooks from any application, any program. Always back up your QuickBooks company file. Let's assume that we've backed up our company file. So we're going to select yes. And now we're going to export invoices out of Hydroscribe. So I choose customer invoices. And I'm going to export from July 1st through July 31st, which is the month that has just passed. And we hit the submit button, and it was successful. So I get this download button that I can now click to download the file onto my desktop. So I'm going to click the download button, and it downloads it to my desktop. So now what I'm going to do is to open up QuickBooks, and I'm going to import that file from my desktop. So I click File, and I point to Utilities. I choose Import and IIF files. Again, just to repeat, I click Files, Utilities, Import, IIF files. So I click on that, and then I simply choose that item from my desktop. So I scroll down, find the file on my desktop. I click on it, and I click Open. I've already imported my data, but this is where you would click Open, and it will import that data into QuickBooks for you. And that's how you transfer data from Hydroscribe to QuickBooks.